Greetings YouTube, Last Gunslinger 3759 here. I'm just doing a quick follow-up video and public service announcement about the Bushmaster MPW and most likely the Crossman DPMS SBR. The Bushmaster MPW is mil-spec, which means that any part or accessory that you can put on a real AR, you should be able to put on this one. So as far as mil-spec, anything that goes on a rail, you're going to be able to put on here. Anything that goes on the magazines, such as this end cap, will be compatible with these magazines. Anything that is going to fit a standard buffer tube, this part right here, all right, will fit on the stock, all right, and replace the stock. And that's great, because you know how I love accessorizing everything I've got, all right, and wait until you see my DPMS SBR, the way I've got it tricked out. It looks mean, all right, and that's going to be coming up later. But I wanted to do this because I ended up learning something, and thankfully it didn't break my gun. All right, there's one video in all of YouTube that features this. This is called a sniper grip. It's extremely comfortable. It's extremely cool looking. However, there's only one video in all of YouTube where somebody tried to attach this to this. Okay? And I think there's a reason why there's only one. Because although it does fit, and yes, you can tighten it down and it will attach. All right? I think you'll agree with me, anything that compromises the mechanical operation of a BB gun, in this case, or a real firearm, is just extremely dangerous, and you don't want to mess with it. So let me show you something here. I'm going to pull off my little end cap here, get our little screwdriver. Now, when you disassemble anything, you have to make sure, all right, gun safety. We're going to take out the magazine. We're going to check the chamber. Yes, I know, but still, it's ingrained in me. Gun safety. All right. So make sure the weapon's on safe. So what we're going to do is take our Phillips head screwdriver. We're going to go into the bottom of the hand grip. And once I get it lined up, there we go. All right. So it's just a Phillips head screw in here. So you're going to apply a little pressure. You're going to unscrew it. Now I'm going to show you what the inside of this looks like, and I'm going to tell you why you don't want to change out your hand grip. No matter how cool or comfortable, stick with the rubber sleeves, stick with the silicone sleeves, whatever. It's not going to compromise the inside of the gun. So when you remove this hand grip, as you can see, okay, there's the screw that holds the hand grip on. Don't want to lose that. Let's put that over here. Now, as you can see right here, there is a spring and a hole. Okay? That spring is for this little pin right here. All right? That is what allows your safety selector switch to move, all right, and to have a resistance. I call it a safety detent. It's like a detent on a folding knife or something to that effect. Helps keep it closed, helps keep it where it's supposed to be, instead of flopping around while you're actually firing the gun. All right? There is also a second spring right here. Not even sure what that's for, all right, because I'm not a gunsmith. However, here's the problem. When you get this grip, okay, first of all, this hole is not big enough, all right, for that safety detent pin or the accompanying spring. So what did I do? I went ahead and listened to the video about the individual attaching this particular grip to his Bushmaster, and I bored out the hole. And it was fine. Added a little silicone oil, all right, attached it back up. It fit, all right. Initially, the safety selector switch would not move at all because this hole was not big enough to have the spring and the pin actually insert itself into the hole every time you move the safety selector switch. So after boring it out, safety worked. It went to semi, it went to full auto, no problems. However, the problem came when I actually tried to fire the gun. Now, something must have happened in the interaction between the safety selector switch or possibly the other spring here, because I'm not sure exactly what that's attached to. It may have something to do with the buffer. It may have something to do with the firing mechanism. I'm not positive. If you know, leave it in the comments. Maybe there is still some hope for this. But as you can see, I did bore out a second hole here, but strangely enough, on the original hand grip, there is no hole for that second spring. So I'm really not sure what exactly is supposed to happen there. Regardless, the problem came when I started firing the gun in semi-auto fashion. And every 5th to 8th shot, it would either be extremely underpowered or it would not have enough power to cycle the bolt backward, all right, to pull the hammer back and load the next round. And I had to pull the charging handle again. And then it would fire another 5 to 8 rounds, and then it would peter out. Now, full auto, there was no problem. It fired all 25 rounds, rapid succession, no loss of power that I could tell. All right, the bolt cycled just fine. But I don't like always firing in full auto. So I wondered what the issue was and hoped that I hadn't broken my gun. So I went back to the original grip. And when I put the original grip back on, thankfully, gun worked absolutely perfect. Semi-auto, full magazine, no power reduction. Don't know what happened there. So, as a warning to everybody, all right, unless you know exactly what you're doing, unless you are a gunsmith or you know exactly how this mechanism works and how to make sure that everything works the same way as it would for this grip, don't touch it. All right, accessorize everything else. Put rails on it, put sights on it, put lasers, put flashlights. All right, put grips. I got this forward grip. All right, that I'm going to be putting on later. All right, I'm going to see which gun this is actually going to go on. As you can see, I've already had to modify it slightly to actually fit on the rails because it was a little snug. But grips are fine. Okay, sleeves, grip tape, whatever. You want to make your grip more comfortable. Absolutely fine. None of this will compromise the mechanical operation of the gun. But anything that does make the gun malfunction, do not do it. All right, so just a pass on to anybody that's getting this gun, and I'm guessing it's going to be the exact same thing with the DPMS SBR from Crosman, since they are cross-compatible. You can switch out the receivers, you know, and have different color schemes if you want. But again, just don't do it. It's not worth it to compromise your gun. At the very least, your gun's not going to operate properly. At the worst, your gun's going to break. You're going to lose parts. Parts are going to become compromised, and then your gun is basically just a conversation piece you can put up on a gun rack on a wall, saying, "Hey, look, that's my fully automatic BB gun that I can no longer fire because it doesn't work anymore." So, just thought I'd pass this on to everybody else. Also, I'd like to give a big shout out to all my new subscribers. I'm going to start naming you every time I get a new subscriber. I'll actually list the subscribers as long as the list is not too awfully huge. I do have some reviews coming up. My friend Brent Vance, all right, I have received another knife from him, and I'm going to be purchasing a third blade. We're going to do a double review once that blade gets here, because unfortunately I did not receive the spec sheet that I want to have to make sure I give you all the information about the things that I review. So that's coming up probably by next week. Again, I have a full-time job, so uploading videos is problematic in some cases. But if you have any questions or concerns about this gun or the DPMS, SBR, you know, what accessories I've used and what works and what doesn't, what fits and what doesn't, go ahead and put it in the remarks. Big shout out again to Dan from True Canadian Air Guns. Good to see that he's putting the reviews up again. He had a little bit of an issue Again, go check out his channel if you want to find out why. Go check out his review of the DPMS, not the DPMS, the Bushmaster MPW. You'll find out what happened, and hopefully you'll read in the comments exactly what he went through there. So, this is Last Gunslinger 3759, and as always, stay smart, stay safe, and stay on target.